getting a hell of an echo. Do you have it too?
I'm trying to see.
Okay, I'm going to read the announcement of the compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Drum roll. In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, notice of the meeting and the agenda were sent to the city clerk, who distributed it to the media and posted it at City Hall. It was also publicized on the city's website and calendar. Oh, I didn't call the meeting to order. 7:02. I'm doing minutes and doing this. So excuse me if I'm a little out of order. Okay, and roll call. I have Patrick, Glenn, me, Josh, and Denise, and Charlie from New Brunswick today. Right? That's it. Roll call. Okay, August minutes review. Thank you for the quick and thorough job, Josh. Did everybody read them? Everybody, there were no, you didn't get any comments, right? Can we approve them as he sent them after the last meeting?
I'm good. You want to?
Yes, I need a vote. I need somebody to make, I am going to make a motion. I need somebody to second it.
Seconded.
Oh, it's here.
Okay, all in favor? Could you guys?
Aye. Aye.
Done. All right. TAC packet. That went out today. I mean, I just got it today. I assume the same thing as everybody just got it today. So I haven't had a chance to look at it very much. I looked at it real quick. They're very small. There's only 2 properties and they're small. It's somebody taking a single family house and wanting to make it a 2-family house. And I really didn't quite understand the one on Throop, but I have to read it. Did anyone else look at them?
Not yet.
I didn't have time.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I'm not going green.
Okay. What I'd like to do is I'm going to send you out that form and I would like you to fill it out. And could you do it by tomorrow, because the meeting is on Wednesday?
I can.
Okay. It's 2 properties and they're very simple. There's not a lot to talk about. These are small deals. This isn't, they're taking an existing footprint and, the variances are trivial. It's really small. They're very, very small. So if we don't make any comments, no one will. It won't change much, but I'm going to make my usual comments about, would you put in some street trees and things like that?
Yeah,
so,
and along those lines, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
We used to have that boilerplate. It was what we called it. Form that we sent. Pardon me. Sorry, my throat's bothered me. Are we going to include a standard set of recommendations and then which are already filled out in the form, and then we just add something individually that we think would benefit the project, or are we selecting everything new every time for every project? You see what I'm getting at?
No, I'm sorry, I don't get it.
Well, the things that we typically recommended, after Matt made that template, would already be selected, like they're standard recommendations. So we don't have to even consider those in looking at the form for the project.
No, those were not standard recommendations. Those were standard to pick from. So you pick what's appropriate for that property.
I'm so sorry.
They've never been, there's never been everybody gets the same comment. Never happened.
Okay, I thought Matt created that. I must be mistaken.
No, Matt and I and Erin and I don't remember anybody else met and we created that template.
Right.
And it's been open to, change all along, and all I did was move it into that Google form And now, rather than copy and paste, all you do is check,
Yeah, I
right?
understand.
And there is a place to write your comments.
Right, I understand. We went through the whole process last time. I know the form.
Right.
I understand. All I'm asking is, are there a set of standard recommendations that we could pre-populate? Okay, fair
Nope.
enough. Okay.
I do understand what you're saying, Glenn. Like, for example, in places where you are adding plants, the Environmental Commission
Native.
recommends using native plants.
Correct.
You know, in places where you have an option to have a pervious surface, we encourage you to consider a
Correct.
pervious surface. Those
Perfect.
things stop us from having to say the same thing. I think that's your point, right, Glenn?
Exactly. Exactly. Those are good
And-
examples.
It doesn't have to be specific to that project, but almost like, if this applies, do this. That I would not be opposed to that. I think it's a
We can do
general-
that.
I think it
We
makes
can do
sense.
that.
I-
We could put a boilerplate set of stuff at the front.
And those are two perfect examples, Denise. And Denise and I didn't coordinate on this, so you know.
No, that's fine. We could do that. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, that's fine.
Well, just throwing it out there.
Does anyone want to take a stab at it, or do you want me to do it?
Oh, definitely you.
I don't
I
know
think
if we
Josh-
have any examples in the
Josh
back.
could do it as his last contribution. Josh just gave me, I don't know what that sign is when you swipe your hair there, but I can't be good. Yeah, a little half a grin. All right. I was just kidding, Josh. You don't have to do it. I couldn't make that decision anyway. Josh is totally ignoring me.
Maybe we could use a, I don't know if we have a good example of, or a few examples of feedback we've given in the past, where maybe we could see some of the same themes. Those are the two that popped, you know,
Yep.
that popped out.
Yeah, they were perfect.
Right. I'll take
All
a
right,
stab
I'll look
at
at
it, and
I'll look at it and I'll I'll send you, Ann, what I think, and then obviously I think that makes sense that anyone else who thinks there should be standard recommendations, right? Do
Right.
the thing.
Yep, you can just send them to me. I'll put them in.
You got
All
it.
right.
Yep.
I'll do it by the next meeting.
Just an
Okay.
idea.
Okay. You know, I have to say, I'd really prefer it if you guys would turn on your your cameras. It's really hard looking at a screen of just black screen.
I mean, I,
If I may if I may say, I was working outside up until the last just before
All right.
7. I'm in no shape to be seen. I don't know about anyone
Okay.
else, but
All right.
I'm taking my last bite of dinner. I will come on
Okay.
as soon as I finish swallowing.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So, all right. I'm just going to send out the meeting. I will send out the TAC packet form as it is now for each of these two properties, and please fill them out as you wish. And so send out forms. This is going to be a short meeting. Okay, because once again, we don't have anything to discuss on that. Okay, recycling reusable plastic bags, adding link to the web pages. I don't see it. Is it there?
I just sent the link to Josh if I had forgotten about it, but it's sent. So whenever
Okay.
and I have.
Okay, so let's just talk about where it's going to go, because does everybody know where it's going to go?
I think it's interesting that I can hear Josh and he's showing muted.
Magic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I do have the email to Susan ready to go, and with your suggestions, so I'll check for Patrick's email and I'll add that to the list.
Okay, because I don't see that. Yeah, the links are, what I pointed out hasn't changed that I looked at very quickly today. So, okay.
I'm assuming it would just go in the resources section.
I was thinking that too. But I think we have to be very specific. You know, I think what's going to make this easier is say on this page, you know, copy the URL and say on this page, under this section, please add this link with this text. It's like, otherwise we get surprises or we don't get anything, right? So, all right. So, so that is to happen. PB to JB today. So when are these going to go out to Susan? Josh?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay. To SM tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Next item of business is Glenn and Denise lobbying local food service businesses to use recyclables. Do we have an update from you guys?
Yeah, Denise and I met for a very long time, up until not the wee hours of the morning, but 1 a.m. I believe it was, and we hashed out a number of things that we want to address at the meeting with City Market. However, we feel that due to the fact that we're down a few people on the commission, and I don't know, that might be something we want to discuss with respect to going forward, filling those positions, hopefully maybe by the end of the year even. But since we're only going to be 4, and there are a number of things that we think need to be considered after we do our little meet and greet presentation to the City Market Board, that we should discuss those as a commission. So we do it as 4 if we want to, or we can wait and see if we fill out a little more going forward. So there is a meeting in the way that the board meets is 2 months on, 1 month off, 2 months on, 1 month off. So the next meeting we're scheduled to attend is December 18th. So I talked to Pam. I said that's where go for that, at least for now, and she's fine with that. November's out because they're doing some kind of ceremony for one of the board members that's retiring, so they're going to do a little thing there. So we couldn't do November. Pardon me. So December is the next meeting we can attend, and that kind of gives us a good entree into 2025. We'll have something tangible to chew on in the coming year. They will too. After we do our presentation, they'll have something to chew on themselves. And then I attended the Parks and Gardens Commission the last meeting, this past meeting, actually 2 meetings, but this past one, and asked Denise and Charles to hang out after the meeting was adjourned, so I could discuss with Charles the potential to involve the Esperanza community in this. So he's all on board with that. He thinks this is a good idea. Once we do our presentation to the City Market Board, then we'll coordinate something with Charles, and we'll probably need an interpreter. He said he could provide that, and hopefully we'll be able to do a similar meeting with Esperanza and discuss the potential for addressing sustainability issues in that community as well.
I think that's great. What is that? What does the Parks and Gardens Commission have to do with that?
Well, I'm working on a couple of side projects. I was going to mention this last meeting, but and I actually said no, nothing that can't. When it came around to me, I said no, nothing that can't wait until the next meeting. So this is the next meeting, our meeting. So I'll be quick. It's just I had an idea where it would be nice to have placards identifying not every tree, but various species of trees in the park. And I've been thinking about that for a while, and I love IDing trees. It's not easy, but I love just doing it. And Bucklow's 5 blocks away from me, and it has such a diversity of trees. So I go there and I look at the tree and I go, what the hell is that? And 90+% of the time I know, but the other times I don't. Anyway, I happened to run into Dave Blevins. Does anyone know Dave Blevins? He used to work for the city, and it doesn't matter. And he said, yeah, they're doing something similar to that in Colonial Park. And I was like, really? So I explained the project to him, my idea for the project. And so it's kind of like an arboretum. situation. If you ever went to Rutgers Gardens and you walk the tree section there, you'll see that they have placards identifying the species of trees, the common name and the scientific name. And I just thought it'd be cool to do at Bucklow because Bucklow is the most diverse park we have with respect to tree species. And then
Right.
it morphed into something where I'm now. I have a third of the park, I'd say, mapped out. I just walk around with a regular notebook, and I'm drawing streets and landmarks like the Buckalow sign and the circle and the gazebo, and I'm actually putting dots on the paper and writing down the tree species that's at that location. So every tree between Easton and that access road, when you enter from Easton and Huntington, you go to the right past the circle, past the sign, it goes all the way out to College Ave. I've done all of that along Huntington. And
How are
another
you
portion,
identifying the trees?
I'm sorry, pardon me?
Are you doing, for example, Quercus? Or are you saying
Yes.
Quercus alba?
Well,
Or are you saying what?
well, for me, because I know the scientific names, because I took dendrology and T8 it, I know I use the scientific name. So when I see a red oak, I write rubra. When I see a red maple, I write rubrum. When I see honey locust, I write gladitia. So I use the scientific names. But so I talked to Charles asked me if I had any update on the prior meeting where I discussed the placard idea, and I said, yeah, I've been mapping Bucklow Park tree locations. So
Mhm.
they like it. It might morph into something even bigger, and maybe the EC can be involved in what capacity, I don't know, but we can discuss it. Where maybe the placards, it would just be, I wish I did have my camera on now. It would just be a 3x5 or 3x8 or something like that, little plastic sign. Oh, by the way, Sal's into this too. The prior meeting that I presented this idea at, Sal's on board. He's like, they were calculating how much they could budget for it, like $1,000 for these placards, and he likes the idea. Maybe we could put a QR code on the placard, and so it would not only say the common name and the scientific name, but you could scan the code, and maybe we get this map into a GIS app where it then opens up and can show you the locations of the trees in the park and where certain groves of trees are, for example. And I don't know.
Glenn, let me interrupt you. I think this
Yeah,
is a very
please.
nice project, but this is Parks and Gardens. I
I
don't see what it
understand.
has to do
Well,
with
that's
this.
why I presented it at Parks and Gardens.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
right.
just you were asking me why was I at Parks and Gardens?
No, I said, what is the, I want to bring this back to the agenda here, which
Okay.
is about the,
Well, I'm done. I'm
no,
done
this
with
was
the
about
city
the
market.
city market recycling,
Yep.
Stuff.
Yep.
And you said that you went to the Parks and Gardens meeting to talk to Charles
Charles.
about it and getting Esperanza involved. And I asked you,
Yeah.
what does Parks and Gardens have to do with the recycling,
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I didn't mean to take up so much time. I apologize.
No, I
But
just didn't understand. So can we get back to
Yeah.
that? So
yeah, I'm done. We're going to
Well,
the
but
December meeting.
Glenn, I think
Yeah.
we did talk a little bit with Charles about the fact that there are businesses in the Esperanza area that might be on board, or that we might want to get on board with the same issue related to recycling and their products that they use. And so we did ask him if he had someone who could help with translation on that piece of it. So I think it was twofold, Anne, and
okay.
it was also about if because they have a whole different set of restaurants and food service businesses.
I think it's a great idea to get Esperanza involved. I'm still missing the link to the Parks and Gardens.
So I wanted to talk to Charles because he heads up Esperanza, right?
Oh, okay. So it has nothing to do with Parks and Gardens. It just has to do with Charles.
No, but I'm
Correct.
sorry.
It
I
happens
segued.
that meeting.
I get it.
Right,
Okay,
and
sorry, I
sorry I
didn't
segued.
understand. I'm just
Yeah,
very
sorry I
confused.
segued into explaining why I was there. I thought you were asking, what am I doing there?
No,
But
no,
anyway,
I didn't
so
understand. Okay.
so I just wanted to present the idea to Charles, see if he was on board with getting his community involved and how we might go about that. And he's on board. That's the bottom line. So now we
Okay,
have the
great.
December 18th meeting with city market board. We want to not only Denise and I work on our presentation, but discuss some of the attendant things to that, like what might they expect going forward? Do they have questions for us regarding how we might be able to assist them? Denise brought that up in this effort of addressing sustainability and recycling. So I think as a commission we should discuss those things, but it's just the four of us. If that's enough, that's fine. If we want to
Yeah,
wait
I
to
think
get
that what we need is, I thought that you were gonna have that by this meeting, that you were gonna have a draft of something and that we could chew on it as a group. So.
Yeah,
no,
no, you're right. And one of the things we want to do is have a discussion about the survey. Um, that's something we were thinking about doing, and it Denise and I came up with how would I explain this? We came up with some ideas, but there are some questions about what we want to do going forward after the meeting with the board. And I think it's important that we consider those and discuss those. So though I think those would factor into what we consider presenting to them at the meeting, right? Because we might want to fold those into what our presentation is, already anticipating some of the things that they might be concerned with or have questions about going forward.
okay, so
To
is there going
to elaborate on that, I think what we've seen in some of the restaurants that or food service businesses that we've spoken to is that they are already aware of, some of them are already aware of, or they've made conscious decisions about the products that they're using for takeout, different from, if you're in the restaurant and you take something out versus you're ordering and it's being picked up by a driver or delivered.
Right.
So what we were thinking was, if that was a big part of our our discussion, and they basically said, well, we've got that covered, what might be other sustainability initiatives, ideas that the business district could get involved in? And so we don't know, if we looked a few things up that other cities are doing, but thought everyone here is much more familiar locally. Is there anything that you would like us to incorporate into what we present?
Also, if I may add, I think one of the things that we were considering is how broad should we make this, with respect to how deep do we want to reach into the business community. The initial idea I had was very specific to businesses that have products that enter what I'm calling the waste stream. And that really is a large part of that is restaurants and convenience stores. You get something to go, or you get something, as Denise mentioned, delivered, or you pick up. All the stuff that comes with that is going to enter the waste stream. If you're a realtor, you have an auto body shop, are there things you can consider in those entities? Yes, absolutely. But do we want to go that far? And should the focus be more on, like I'm saying, establishments that have products that enter the waste stream? So how broad do we want to go? So there were some things we wanted to talk about, and this meeting is where I wanted to bring all that. Denise and I wanted to bring all that up, and then we can take it forward and say, yes, let's have that discussion. Or maybe we should wait till we get a couple more commissioners, and so.
I don't see why wait. I'm missing this.
Okay.
I don't, it's been like 2 or 3 meetings and we still don't have anything to chew on. So I think that
All right.
just put something out and
Okay.
we'll give you feedback, and whoever's here will do it. And right. So can you have something that it would help a lot to have a document. It can be really rough. It doesn't have to be pretty. Don't worry about making a finished document, but just a,
Oh, I sent Denise
bullet
the rough
list
draft.
stuff to
It was
talk
rough.
about. What?
Huh? I sent Denise the rough draft I had, and it was rough. As soon as she pulled it up, all the spelling mistakes came out and no punctuation.
Fine. It's fine. It's
But I
just
don't care when I'm writing rough. I don't care. I'm just
Right.
typing it. Yeah, stream of
That's fine.
consciousness.
But, why don't you share it with us and lead the discussion, and we'll see if we have anything to add, and see if we can make this take shape. Right now it's still very nebulous, right?
Well, yeah, because there are.
I would really like to have goals and dates,
Okay,
and
I
who,
got
who
that.
owns what and stuff like that. Make
I
a
hear
project out of it. It's a good
Okay.
project. I like it.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I thought it would be good to discuss it and then come up with something. But yes, I'll get you something. How about that? So I'm on it.
Not me, the group. I mean, send it around.
Well,
We'll
of
give you some
course.
feedback.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So can you do that by the next meeting or
Oh,
before?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to have it like a bulleted list or just something, right?
Well, you're asking for something. I'm not going to anticipate what it's going to be. That would be giving it away. Yes, I will. If you want a bulleted list, I'll get everyone a bulleted list if that's what you're looking
Great.
for. Sure.
Right.
I could do that. Yep.
Great. Okay. All right, Josh, did we already talk about the web pages? There's nothing to talk about because they're right. It's going
Yeah,
out tomorrow.
Yep, that email will go out
Okay.
with instructions, and I will CC you. Yes, that's
Okay. Do we want to? All right. The last thing is the pollinator garden, and that is I have nothing to report. I'm going to try and pull a bunch of volunteers up to next month, October, to do a cleanup. I'm really swamped right now. It's not going to be this month, and it doesn't really have to be. And I'll talk to Sal about getting some. Actually, I don't need anything from Sal. Maybe some mulch, but that's it. It'll be easy. So we got to clean everything up, and I already ordered seeds, and I'm gonna gussy it up next year with a bunch of annuals just because they're showier and they bloom all season. So we don't have these sort of funny periods where it doesn't look like anything is in bloom, right?
Is that going to be a different area, Ann? Where you're
Nope.
going to put the?
Same
Oh,
area.
okay. Oh, okay.
Nope.
But they're perennials there now, right? So.
They are all perennials, and I'm going to
Right.
add some annuals in the middle.
Oh,
In
okay.
between.
In between here and there. Gotcha.
Mhm.
I thought you were thinking under the Gladitsia tree.
No.
I gotcha.
No. So, I may throw some seeds in there and see what happens, but no.
Yeah, right.
Right. So, okay. And they're all going to be pollinated flowers. There'll probably be zinnias and cosmos and things like that. Anyway, okay. That's all I have for that. So new business. We don't have any new business unless.
Denise.
Actually, we do have a new business. Excuse me. Yes, Denise.
I just, I don't know if you have the ability to give me control to share. I'm supposed to ask.
Of course, I can.
I have the second sign, which is the identification sign. I owe you guys the sign, the final revisions to the other sign, which we'll have for next month. But Glenn actually was very kind and drafted an identification sign. And let me see if I can find it. Where am I? Window.
Oh,
Just
I
bear
didn't
with
put
me.
this on the agenda, and that was that's an oversight. Okay, I'm putting it on.
Yeah,
now.
no, that's okay. It was, I didn't ask you to. That was my fault. I don't understand.
You are the presenter now.
Yes, I see that, but I'm trying to find my window with my
Okay.
my little sign. Josh, do you see where this is? It's this screen, which is this app.
Yeah, what's happening?
And oh,
Oh, that's why we're hearing Josh. He's
Thank
coming
you.
in over Denise's mic.
okay.
Um,
Yes, that is exactly what he's doing. Can
Light
you
bulb.
guys see? Can you see that
we
sign?
see
No.
your go-to window.
I don't know why it's not. Oh, it
I'm
popped
just
up for a
picking up the
second.
app. All right.
In Denise's defense, I'm watching her doing it, and she's doing everything exactly as she should be.
And it's just, yeah, for some reason, it's just not working. Share screen, pick an app, pick a window. And maybe it's because I'm not in that window. It's so weird. I don't really understand.
You have to
Um,
minimize your go-to window with that.
Can you see
Because-
it
There
now?
it is. We see
There
it.
you go.
Yay!
Sorry. So this is we decided. Well, Glenn, why don't you go through why what you decided to do with this?
It's pretty. So the pollinator garden sign that Denise's intern made had a butterfly and a bee. It was a blue outline butterfly and bee hanging out around the NB at the top. And I thought, well, when I explained this, not last meeting, I think the meeting before. When you look at the park signs, New Brunswick park signs, they have a tree coming out of, I think it's public. The I in public is a tree. I forget. I'd have to look it for one of those signs. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have something for the pollinator garden identification sign that showed pollinator stuff. So I just went on Google and searched some images, and everything is free. It's public, so it's not
Public
like you
domain.
have to.
Good.
Yeah. And so it was a lot of work actually, but I found separate grass at the bottom, separate stem and flower and butterfly and bee. And it took a long time to get a butterfly that's flying sideways and has color, and the bees, it's a mess. And then you want something and you have to pay. So, so I just threw this in there. Again, my whole gig is just, I'm trying things. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, that's fine too. So I thought this was a nice flower, nice bee, nice butterfly, nice grass, nice stem, nice leaves. And basically, if you don't want it, we take it out. If you want me to make some adjustments, I can make maybe the flower a little smaller, the bee a little bigger, put another bee in there. I gave Denise a couple options with 2 bees and a butterfly. The bees over here, the butterflies over there. So it's adjustable. I think City of New Brunswick, pollinator garden, all that's obviously going to stay, and we might have to adjust that if we get rid of all that's animated stuff or animation stuff. Excuse me, but that's what I thought would be a nice little sign for the pollinator garden, and it came off of Denise's intern's original sign with the bee and the butterfly on it. I
Right.
thought we could gussy it up a little.
Okay, let
So
me ask a
that's-
question. Is this
Sure.
in addition or instead of the sign with the credits to Amjec and,
That's going to be on the interpretive sign.
okay, fine. So this is the other sign. Got it.
Yeah,
Right.
this is the identification one, like
Okay.
outside at
Like
the
the one we
edge.
have.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I think it's good. I like it.
I like it.
Okay, so we're good with this. So then I'll send out the finals of this and the other one with the changes that we've asked the South Carolina group to make.
Do you mind if I Josh, what do you think of this? And Patrick, what do you think of this? And you're good with it, right? You like it?
Yeah.
I want to solicit feedback, because I just did this in my head and put it on paper and, well, JPEG.
I think it's great, and I'm very happy we have a sign.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. All right. No.
I have a tiny nit comment.
Yep,
It
yep.
needs more space on the bottom. It's like there's a lot of space on the top, and it looks right. So
Where
just
are we talking, Ann?
All in. Yeah.
Like under garden and under the grass? There's too much
yeah,
space?
a little more white space just to kind of balance it a
Oh,
little.
more white space on the bottom.
It's not a big deal.
I can tell
This is
you,
a nit.
if I may say, the top of the B for the NB and the top of the butterfly wing are aligned, and it's the same distance to the blue border
Right.
at the top as it
Right.
is from garden to the bottom blue border.
Right. And if
So-
if it were up to me, I'd put the butterfly, that they would move, all of that would move up. So there would be less space between the top of the NB and the butterfly than there is now.
I'm sorry.
And it's a
Wait,
nit. And if it doesn't happen, it's
well,
great anyway.
Bear with
I get
me.
it.
Bear
I
with me
think
1 second. Oh, sorry, Denise. Go ahead.
I think the issue, I hear what Ann is saying. Because there's white above City of and there's white above the Wick, there's a lot more white, even though it's centered, it feels more white at the top. And as I'm looking at it, when Ann said that, I realized what she meant. So I think she's thinking that if it goes up a little bit, it will feel more centered, even though it's centered right now, Glenn.
Centered horizontally.
Vertically.
No,
So
leave
you want to
leave
move.
the orientation the same. Just move the type up and the or put
Right.
it this way, move the blue frame down.
Oh, add a little more. Well, you can't, but
Right.
we can make it larger, maybe go wider.
No, leave everything the same size. I'm just saying,
No.
move it inside the frame.
Yeah,
Well, then you'll
I
have
get
white-
it.
Yeah. No. So, okay. So the only way to do this is either you make the blue border wider, or you move it down, and then you have white around the blue border. Is that what you're looking for?
No, Glenn, what she
Yep,
said,
yep.
I wish we were where we were working together on it.
Right.
What she's saying is that the white space, there's a
Yes.
lot of white space
I got
at the
that.
top. So
got
that just moving the graphic part up to close a little bit of that white space and fill it a little better at the top will make it look more proportioned,
I
even
don't-
though it's aligned
Yes,
properly.
I understand. So I'm not sure why when you say the border, how do you want to adjust the border, Ann?
I think I confused you when I said that. What I think you should do is take the block of type that includes City of New Brunswick
There
logo
you go.
plus
And move
pollinator
that
garden and move it up. I think
Yes,
you should
that-
take
that
the
we can do.
butterfly and perhaps the bee, although you can leave that alone, and
Move them
move
to the
that
left
up.
a little.
The butterfly wing can even break into the border. Woohoo! Right?
Well, I wouldn't have done that.
Get wild.
So let me just sum up what at least this part. Take the City of New Brunswick logo and move it up. Is that what you're asking for?
And
entire-
pollinator garden.
I'm sorry, say it again.
And pollinator garden.
So that all the
Correct.
text, move all the text up as a block.
Yes.
You have to, I'm sorry, you just have to consider, I know the way I created this, so it's not just, hey, do this, do that. I have to think about how everything's connected. So certain things are done in certain ways and orders and layers. So grab all the text and move it up. And then so just so you know, the white at the bottom under garden is going to be larger than the white at the top of over
Correct.
the B. Okay,
Correct.
got it. And you want the
Correct.
butterfly moved up as well. I won't move it into the border, but you want it moved up as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
How about to the left a little or no? Because there's a good amount of white between the B and the butterfly, the B in New Brunswick and B. Are you cool with that? I can move those two guys to the
No,
left a little.
that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't care about that.
Okay. So now what I have to consider is the grass is not part of the flower. So I have to move the flower, the
No,
petals
you can
up.
leave the flower alone.
Well, do you want so the grass will not come to the bottom of garden? then,
That's
the
right.
Okay. All right. Well, Ann, come on. Seriously. I'm trying to understand, and I know how I created this, so bear with me, okay?
So
So-
Glenn, maybe
So
we
the
could take
grass is,
that.
hang on one second quickly. The grass is going to stay lower than garden, the bottom of the
Mhm.
grass. You're okay
Yep.
with that? Okay,
Yep.
got it. Yep, I understand. What were you going to say, Denise? I'm sorry.
I was just saying maybe we could take it offline. I think I understand what Ann was saying. And
Yeah,
we
I
worked
got
a
it
little
now.
bit together.
I
Okay.
got it. I just wanted to be clear because I have to do
Make the
some
changes.
work to adjust this. I wasn't anticipating we were going to adjust the lettering. I thought we might adjust the flower and bee and butterfly. So, okay.
Okay. So we're good with this? And
Yeah, I think I
I-
shouldn't have a problem with this.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing then.
And I'll send
Okay,
it. I'll send
So
it out to.
what is the next step with this, other than
Just-
moving that?
Just to wrap it up, I'm going to send it to Denise, and then Ann, do you want a copy after I adjust it?
I'm sending out both graphics again with the other changes that we talked about last month. And the draft of the recommendation to the city of, here's the vendor we think you should use. This is what the cost will be. This is what we talked to Sal about. Related to the fence, we made all those decisions last month, and it's an edit with both signs.
Okay, so, and
So
they're gonna
that's
go to
next
what?
step.
Okay,
Mhm.
and they're gonna go to what, Susan?
No, well, first they're gonna go to you to make sure you're okay with everything, and then we'll send them to Susan.
Okay, great. Nice
Susan
work.
and somebody and Sal. Susan and Sal.
Yeah. And salsa. Okay, excellent. Really nice. So let's see what happens with that. Okay, I think there is some new business. Josh,
Yes. Some
I
new
have,
business.
where's my, okay, go ahead.
Yes, some new business, soon to be old business. Tonight, I need to announce that it's going to be my last official meeting as a member of the New Brunswick Environmental Commission. I am moving, and I will no longer be a resident of New Brunswick at the time of our next meeting. I will attend meetings through the end of the year, however, to help wrap things up and to stay involved, but I won't be doing it as an official commissioner.
I'm so sad.
Well, it was good to have you.
Thank you.
I'm very sad about this.
I'm sad too, Josh. Excuse me, I have to get a tissue. Hang on.
So for the future, Ann, we've now got, we will have 2 vacancies and 1 person out on medical leave for a couple months. So that was part of our rationale for moving as Glenn said, for moving the New Brunswick City Market meeting, because any follow-up that was needed would then be just the 4 of us, and we've got other like you've got the pollinator garden cleanup and planting, and we want to wrap up this sign thing, and we just felt like we should be more prepared. So I guess we need to start talking about other commissioner candidates. You're on mute, Ann.
And you're
And-
still on mute.
Can you hear me now? Am I off mute?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks. I'm sorry. I want to stay with Josh leaving. Josh owns the minute taking for November, and he can't do that anymore in November. So, Patrick, you're on point for October. Can you guys switch?
Yeah, sure, if that's okay with him.
Would you be willing to do that? I mean, I'm just throwing this out. If not, I need another volunteer for one of those months.
But also, you know,
Right.
he's not going to be here, so I don't think we don't necessarily have to
Josh,
make him.
you're on. Josh, you're muted. Were you talking? Denise, is
Denise, you're
everybody
now
muted?
muted.
What?
Denise is muted.
I'm muted
Denise?
too. I'm so sorry.
go.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to be an official member in October or November, technically, because of the date of the meeting.
Oh,
but-
that's right. October, our meeting is after you leave. Oh, okay. All right, guys. So then we have Patrick's on for October. Can I get somebody to step up for November?
That's funny.
How are you? I think I've done them twice this year. I don't know. I mean, if everybody's done them twice, I'll offer. But if I'm the only one that's done them twice, I would ask someone else to do them.
This is
October
my
is my-
second time. Oh,
What-
yeah,
What's
I
your
was
second
last.
time in?
Right?
yeah. I did it in, I don't know, March or something. So
Mhm.
I think I did March, but you've done it twice, Anne.
yeah, I'll
Mhm.
do it. Okay.
No, no,
I-
no,
this isn't
no,
worth
hang
a
on.
whole lot of
Hang
stuff.
on,
I
hang
will.
on, hang on. You've done them twice, Anne.
Yes, I think I
Okay,
have.
Patrick, you'll have done them twice by November, correct?
Yes.
And Denise, you've already done them twice.
I
right?
think I did them twice too.
Okay, then I'll
I
do
think
it.
I pitched in.
I'll
Okay.
do
Well,
October,
thank you.
or
Which
maybe
are you
one of the
gonna-
new people.
No, Patrick has October, so you're going to do
Oh,
November.
sorry,
then?
November. Yeah,
Okay.
my mistake.
Okay, thank you. Because I find it hard to do both. So I can do it though. It's just not, I don't regard it as a big deal. So,
It's already settled.
okay. And Patrick, you know you're on for next month, right?
Yes. And since Josh already mentioned it, I probably am also not going to continue the commission into next year, just because I started a new job recently, so I don't really have time.
Congratulations. What's your
Yes, thank
job?
Yes. Congrats. That's great.
I'm a software engineer for a defense contractor in Princeton.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
So I haven't really had time to kind of do anything commission related, and I figure my spot would kind of be better if it was occupied by someone who actually could have the time available.
Okay, so are you going to be here on October or no?
Yeah, I'll stay through the end of the year to finish all of my commitments and stuff.
Patrick, may I ask, a defense contractor, is biology related at all?
No,
You-
totally unrelated.
That's your degree, correct?
I finished a computer science degree in July.
Oh, so you have a dual degree. Isn't it biology as well? Am I mistaken?
I also have a degree in biology as well. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
good for you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Patrick.
Yeah, that's
Thank
good
you.
news.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think we should have a in-person, non-official meeting get together. I'll send out a separate email about that at the end of the year. And Josh, you're still an honorary member, so one last hurrah for the old crew. Josh, you said that you had a suggestion for someone to propose to the mayor for a replacement.
Yeah, I spoke to him. It's environmental science student that spoke to me here. I asked him to gauge interest. He's getting back to me. So
Is this a grad student or an undergrad?
grad student?
Okay. Okay. Does anyone else have a proposal?
I hadn't thought about anything, but I know we have some interest in diversifying from an environmental justice in terms of where the people
I certainly do.
come from
yes.
in the city. So we should probably think about that as well. Actually, maybe
Yep.
Charles would have a suggestion.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Denise. That's right. Yeah. Charles may
Okay.
have some insight there.
Okay. How diverse is that meeting? Is that commission?
It's not as diverse as we wanted. We just brought on somebody that works at Rutgers who's I know I
Hungarian?
can't
Is he Hungarian? I
Hungarian
think he's
maybe.
Hungarian, yeah.
But from this, from this part of town, he lives close to this area. So we might want to look to the other part of town there as well, even
Yeah.
with our next vacancy.
All right, everybody, I'd like to give you an assignment, which is to think on this and make proposals, all right? And even if you're leaving, it would help if we had some ideas, all right? We do have Stella, who's expressed interest, and I haven't gotten back to her, and I haven't,
Yeah, I nominated her months ago, but you were saying she was so busy with everything she's doing.
I have,
without
yeah.
being-
So I would like to have, I think that what would be wonderful is if we could think about a few names, right? And kick that around. Anyway, think on it. I will do the same. Josh, you want to send me that person's name if they are interested? And,
Denise, sorry to interrupt. Denise, I wonder if TK might have some insight into this, and we have some meetings coming up, so I'm going to throw it at him too. He may have some insight.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, TK Shammy knows so many people, and there are a lot of Democratic committee members, so maybe he might say, "Oh yeah, by the way." So
okay,
it would be
good.
something.
Yeah, he's certainly been around the block a few times. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Ooh,
I
Clary,
don't think
too.
we have anything else. I think we're going to end early.
I
I'm gonna
think we
talk to
were
Clary
too.
as well.
All
That's
right.
good.
Clary may have something.
All right. I am going to go eat dinner because I'm very hungry. And I'll clean up these minutes and I'll send them out probably tomorrow. I don't think I want to do this today, but okay, I'm calling it. I've got 7:53.
Wait, we need to, member of the public, if we want to invite. Charlie, did you have anything you wanted to add or?
I am sorry. Yeah, I was gonna miss you. All right.
Thanks, Charlie. Always appreciate your feedback.
Hey,
Yeah.
Charlie, do you think you'll be attending the October meeting? Yes, correct. Okay. I was just going to say, wish Patrick the same. That's all. If you're not going to be there.
Thank you, Charlie. I'll be here till the end of the year, so I'll.
Oh,
probably still
right.
be,
Yes, my mistake.
But sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now you call it, Ann.
All right, so now I'm calling it at 7:54. We are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
Good night.
Good seeing everyone.
Bye.
Good show.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Bye.